Git introduction, then installation, and the Git file systems. So majorly focus on Git workflow, how Git works actually. Then we'll discuss the few very important commands of the Git, like git init, add, commit, and branches. And the last point is about using the GitHub. So how to create your repository on the GitHub, how to clone it locally, how to work with it, how to create a pull request, that we are going to discuss. Now, believe me, if you want to work in the cloud or DevOps, Git is the most essential skill you require. Not only the cloud and DevOps, but if you ask me, in industry, it's not possible that without Git or GitHub you are working as a software developer or in a computer branch rather. I humbly request to every faculty that make sure that that every your student is using the Git for day-to-day life, because Git is become a so important uh, skill that in industry collaborative work, everything will be sharing of your codes, sharing of your software, your releases. Even if you want to work with the open source community, everything you need this skill, Git and GitHub. You should able to work with the Git. Okay, so this is really very important. So today's session is the short and sweet, and more towards the we will focus on the hands-on session. So first we will try to understand what is a version control system. Now, version control system is nothing but keeping track of each and every change, whatever you do in your product, okay, or in your software. So it's simply in a one line, this is a management of change to the either the documents or the computer programs or any your large website or and other collection of the information. So you know that developing a software is a very tedious task. It's a very complex. So in real world, multiple people, multiple developers are working on a single product. Nowadays, every software product has become very complex product, and then it's a crucial part to like track the progress of your project. So and like there are the releases, right? So in every software, after some changes or after some months, every company release the new product with the new features. So it's very important to track all these changes so that the developers should work in a collaborative way. There is another very important part or very important thing why we require the version control. It's not always good. It's not always happen that when you release a new feature or when you add the new code or new feature to your product, it not always works very smoothly. You might think that, okay, I don't want this release. Let's the previous release was good, so let's go back. Okay, so again in that scenario also version control helps you. So what are the advantages of version control system? Simply, we can maintain the different versions of your product, your software, your websites, your documents. Okay. The another thing is that every change should be tracked. So every small change, what changes, like who did the change, what when he did the changes, what he did the changes, why he did the changes. So every information is important in development of in development. Okay. So to achieve this tracking, we require this version control system. Another thing is that developers can work in a collaborative way. So as I mentioned that on a single feature or on a single product, there are many developers are working. So they can work in a collaboration fashion because of this version control system. And also parallelly they can work. Okay. So in a further slides, you will get to know how this happen, like how the different developers or multiple developers can work parallelly, or how they work in a collaborative way. Okay. So this is the simple version control system to keep the track of the progress of your software development. That for that purpose we use the version control system. So there are four basic terminologies we use in the VCS. VCS means version control system. And once you understand these core terminologies, then it's very easy to understand the working of the Git and GitHub. Okay. So what are these four terminologies? First is the workspace or working directory. Second is the repository. Third is the commit and the checkout. Okay. So let me switch to the paint. Okay. So let's understand. Suppose I say, uh, are you able to see my paintbrush?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, thank you. So now let's say you are working in some folder. This is suppose your folder. I called it as a working directory, and also it is called as the workspace. Okay, workspace. So what you do in the your working directory, or it's simply your I simply to understand it, we call it as a project folder. Okay, so this is a project folder, and ultimately what you are, let's say you are developing some website, and this is your project folder. What you are going to do, you are going to like add some files to this folder, right? Let's say index.html, error.html, like etc. So these are the different files. I call it as a files, project files rather, right? So this is, let's say this is your project files now. And if I say here, suppose there is a another folder, and I called it as a repository, a repo. Okay. And here suppose there are the let's say again there are certain files. Okay, but I call it as a versions actually. And this is I called the versions b1. Okay. uh, this is I call it as a v2. Sorry, this is I called it as a version 2. This is I called it as a version 3, let's say. Okay. So if you see here, I said this is also repository, means I can, again this is also your folder. Okay, and it also contains some files. I only call them as a versions. Okay. So if you see, I wanted to know what is the difference between this when I say the working directory and when I say repository. So what is the difference? Okay, once you understand the difference, it's 50% task is done. That's it. Okay. So when I say this is a working directory, remember that means there is no version control system here, no VCS. Okay. When I say working directory, when you are in a workspace or in a working directory, there is a no version control system is present there. No version control system. Remember this. Okay. And that means what? There is no tracking of your file, no tracking of files. So this is called as the working directory or the workspace or project folder. But as soon as you called it a repo, as soon as you called it a repo, then there is a version control system. There is a version control system. That means in repository, you are tracking your files. You know this is the version 1, this is version 2, version 3. Okay. So this is the difference between the working directory and the repository. Okay. So again, in working directory, there is no version control system, there is no tracking of your files. And if I say, okay, I am working in the repository, it's my local repository or it's my remote repository, that means there is some tool which is going to track your all files. So in repository, there is a version control system. That is the difference. Now many times, let's say you are working in your directory, and you said, okay, now this feature is ready, this feature is now ready, and I want to send it to my repository. Okay. So for that purpose, we use the technique called as, it is called as the, this is called as the commit. Okay. So when you say commit, that means you are sending or you are telling your tool, now I want to transfer or shift this file to the my repository. And what command we use for that? We use the command called commit. Okay. Now let's say suppose there are the different developers. Let's say this developer want this latest version on his working directory, on in his working directory. Okay. So to copy the folders from repository to working directory, the command we use, that terminology we called it as a checkout. Okay. So this is called as the checkout. So these are the very important four terminologies right now we discuss. Number one is the working directory. There is no version control system in the working directory. Another is the repository. That means there is a version control system. If you want to transfer file from your working directory to the repository, we use commit. And if you want files from repository to the working directory, we use the terminology called checkout. Now remember this, in a with a different tools, these names may be different, but concept is same. Okay, so I hope this is clear. This is clear. Okay, so right now we discuss same. This is working directory. This is your repository. There is not having any version control. All the files are under the version control system. If you want to move your files from working directory to repository, we use the commit, and from repository to the working directory, we use the checkout. Okay. After that, there are three different types of version control systems. First is the local version control system, which is not used. So I am going to skip this, or in one line I will explain. But we are going to focus on these two important version control system. The one is called as the centralized version control system, and the another is called as the decentralized or distributed version control system. Okay. So what is local version control? This is a diagram. Just remember, on your local machine only, you have your working directory and the repository. Both are on your local version, local machine on the same computer. That's it. That is called as the local version control. So just skip this part because nobody uses this. So the another is the centralized version control system. Okay. Now let me again explain you in detail, because uh, see, centralized version control system is, uh, even though nowadays the distributed or centralized are version control systems are popular, still there are so many popular tools, okay, which supports this centralized version control system. First of all, let's discuss what is the centralized version control system. So let's say, consider this is your repository. This is your repository. Okay, and it is on a central server. I called it as a central server. And now here you have kept, as I mentioned, it is a repository. That means you have kept certain versions of your product, right? So this is v1, v2, v3, like this. Now suppose it, here is a developer one on his machine. Okay, here is a developer one. Let's say developer 2 is here, so developer 3 is here, developer 4 is here. Okay, so I called it developer dev 1, this is dev 2, dev 3, and so on, like this. Okay, now what happened in the centralized repo, centralized version control system? You have your centralized repository, you have a central server on which your repository is available. Okay, now what happened if this developer one wants the latest version, this version 3, on his machine? So what he will do, he will copy the version, latest version, on his local machine, right? It is his local machine. And as I explain you how he is going to copy, obviously he is going to use the command checkout, right? Checkout. And what he is going to do, he is going to work on this version 3. I mean, he is going to change some, or as per the requirement of the client, he is going to add some features or delete some features, like this. Okay, now once he said, okay, now this my release is okay and I want to commit this, right? I want to commit this. So what he is going to do, he is going to use the commit command to send his changes onto the central repository, right? So he is going to use the commit. He is going to use the commit, like this. Okay, and the same will happen with the developer too, like this: commit and checkout, commit and checkout, like this. Now this architecture is called as the centralized version control system. Why? Again, remember this. So when I say checkout or commit, it is happening on the central server. Remember this. Okay, this is very important. So there is, whenever he want to commit, whenever he want to commit some changes, it is directly going to commit on the only one remote on the repository which is available on your central server only. Okay. Same with the developer too. If he done some changes, and he want to commit, so ultimately commit is going to happen on the central repository only. Okay. Now I hope you understood this working flow, right? So nobody is going to work on the local. He is only going to modify on his local machine, but whatever the commit and checkout is happening, it will be on the central repository which is available on your central server, right? Now let's discuss. As I said, this is what are the advantages of the centralized version control system. First of all, it is very easy to set up. Okay, it's very easy, and it's very easy to understand also this workflow. There is no complexity at all. Okay, now let's discuss what are the disadvantages in this architecture. The first thing is that whenever you want to commit or check out, you require the network. Okay, there is a network is involved. Why? Because ultimately everyone is going to push his code on the central repository. Okay, so when network is come into the picture, every time suppose you suppose this developer 3 made some changes and he want to commit this, so he needs to access this server. For every commit he needs to access this server. Okay, so first thing is that if suppose there is a network problem, I mean it is going to create the network problem because everyone is accessing your center repo. So for first thing is that if suppose there is a network outage and this repository is not available, so you can't commit, you can't use this version control system. That is the first problem. Second problem is that the single point of failure. What happen if this server goes down, right? So everything will goes down. I mean you are not able to access this version control system at all. So these are the disadvantages or limitations of the centralized version control system. Okay, and that's why the new concept or new technique or new technology comes into the picture, that is called as the decentralized or distributed version control system. Okay, distributed or decentralized version control system. Now what is how this architecture works? Simple. So this is I am discussing now the the decentralized or distributed version control system. Decentralized version control system. Okay. Again same. So if I draw the architecture of decentralized version control system, if you observe here, again we have the one repository and we have the multiple developers. Now this is again a central repo. Let's consider that you have you have kept few versions on your central repo like this. Okay, and multiple developers are working with this repository. Okay, so this is developer 1. Let's say this is developer 1 working, this is developer 2. Okay, and again I said the same whenever he want the latest version, let's say he want to work on version 3, what he will do, he will give the command checkout, so that he will can download this version 3 file here, checkout. Okay, and now what happened, just pay attention. Okay, this is very important. What happened when he download this, what happened, this version, it creates a local repository on his machine. Okay, so now this green box here, it is a local repository which is available on his local machine, and now it is his working space. Okay, now it is his working space. Now what happened, now version 3 is in this repository. Now he work on this new feature, and whenever he want to commit the changes, these commits will happen here only. This commit will happen here only, or checkout, it will happen here only. Okay, so every developer has the local repository on his own machine. Okay, and now suppose once he done the changes and he said okay, now this is ready for the release now, and he is going to use the final commit only once when he want to commit the changes in his centralized repository. Okay, so remember this or pay attention. As I mentioned, so whenever he want the latest release, he use the again checkout and commit command from his centralized repository, but only once he is going to do the checkout, only once he is going to do the commit, but maximum time he is going to work on his local machine only. Okay, so in meantime, matlab in between whatever the commit and checkout happen, that will be happen only on his local environment. Okay, and once it is done, which is ready for the release, then only he is going to update this in the centralized uh, repository. Okay, so have you understood the previous architecture and this architecture? So what is the difference in the previous architecture? If suppose this is developer 3 in centralized version, every commit and every checkout is happening on this centralized repo, but in the distributed, all the in between commits and checkout are happening on the local, and only once he is going to do the checkout and commit. So that is the difference. So what are the advantages? Even though if it is there is a network outage, okay, there is a network outage, still this repository is available on his computer, on his local environment. So there is no need that he every time he is going to hit the network. Number one. Number two, if suppose anything happened to the centralized version control system, still he have the exact copy of this version control system, right? So there is no single point of failure. So these are the like differences between the centralized version control system and the distributed or decentralized version control system. Okay, so I hope this is clear. So again, so this is the centralized version control system. Okay, and what are the popular tool which use this centralized version control system is CVS or Perforce or Subversion. These are the tools rather, okay, which still uses the centralized version control system. And we discuss about the limitations also. So how this works. So these are the different limitations. Single point of failure, all checkout and commits are happen on the remote central repository, not on the local. If there is a network problem, no VCS is available, right? And if there is another problem is that if the in the centralized version control system, if the number of developers increases or the number of files got increases, then the performance will also decrease. Why? Because everyone is accessing through the network. Okay. So that's why they introduced this the called as the decentralized or distributed version control system, where every developer have the local copy of his its repository. Okay, and these are the advantages of your distributed version control system. So all checkout and commit operations will perform locally, no single point of failure. Then no network outage. I mean, even though there is a network outage, your VCS is available because it is downloaded on your local machine. So this is all about the we discuss about the version control system, then centralized and the distributed. Okay. So I hope this point is clear. Now, what is the most popular tool available for the distributed or decentralized version control system? So Git is the very popular tool used today. It's a open source tool. It's a free and open source version control tool. Okay, it is developed by Linus Torvalds in 2005, who is also a creator of Linux operating system. I hope you know this. Okay, and it came from the Linux development community only. And the interesting story is that the third party was maintaining the Linux kernel, but there was some issues. So Linus Torvalds decided to create his own version control tool, and he developed this Git. Okay. What were the goals of the Git? Git was used for the speed. So for fast development, it supports the non-linear development. So like you can fork the parallel branches, you can work on the parallel branches of your product. So every developer they work parallelly. It is fully distributed, and it is able to handle the large project efficiently. Okay, and very interesting thing is that Git, meaning of Git word is that it is a cranky old man, and Linus meant himself. Okay, so Linus Torvalds is named this tool from himself. Then, uh, before going for the installation, I would like to. So, is Git is the only tool available in the market? No, there are so many parallel tools are available in the market that we are going to see. But the most important thing, which are the good resources to learn the Git? So first is the obviously, for if you want to learn any tool, believe me, the best way to start is their official website. Okay, so this is the Git official website, git-scm.com. Then other free online books on Git SCM only, you will find a very good book about the Git. These are the reference pages. Documentation is very good of the Git available. Git for computer scientists. These are the links from which you can learn. And you know that there is a man command in the Linux, right? So what man command do? It's a manual pages, right? So this is another very important tool. Once you install the Git, you can get the help of each and every command through this command, git help and verb. Verb means you can replace it by the any git command that we are going to see in the demonstration. Okay, now as I mentioned that there are so many popular tools just like a git. So like Azure DevOps server is there, Helix core is there, G2 deals, then AWS code commit is there. The interesting thing is to know is that internally all these tools use the Git. So remember this, Git is the open source and free tool, right? So what people do normally, they take this and then they build, they add new features and then they give their own name. So just like the Linux, right? So Linux kernel is a free open source, but you will find the Red Hat Linux also, right? Which is proprietary of Red Hat. So same way, so these are the similar tools, or you can find the many tools on this website. I have mentioned the website here, and you can compare them also. All right, so till this point I hope this background is clear. What is version control system, what are the different types of version control system? Git is a very popular tool. It's nothing but it's a distributed version control system we use. Okay, it's a free and open source tool. Now we'll see how to install the Git. So this is the Git installation. Let me switch to the Git website. Okay. So here you will find that gitscm.com. It's the official website of the Git. Okay. Uh, just a moment.
Dear participants, sorry for the interrupt actually. Let us just go with a short break of 10 minutes and we'll meet back again at 11:10 a.m. Vishal sir,
Okay.
probably I think
Yes.
this is okay, right?
Yes, ma'am. Perfectly fine. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
So
Thank you, sir.
please join at 11:10. I will start sharp. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, hello. Uh, so I hope I am audible.
Yes,
And
sir. Yes, sir. You can continue, sir.
okay, thank you, ma'am. All right. So, all right. So, till this point, we have discussed version control system and types of version control system. Now we are going to discussing how to install the Git. Okay. So before that, let me. So from my session, I'm using these two words, right? Git and GitHub, Git and GitHub. So many times it happens that the people get confused. So what is the difference? Okay. So sorry. So the difference between these two is very important to understand. One is the Git and one is the GitHub. Now remember, Git is something which it is a tool actually which you install on your local machine. Okay. So this is your local machine, and GitHub is a cloud-based repository. Okay, so maybe you can say like this. Uh, is something like on the cloud you have a remote repository. Okay, so here GitHub is a website. It's simply a web page website. Okay, where multiple people can create their repositories which can be shared with the multiple developers. Okay, so this is the difference. Okay, so GitHub is a website where you require your credentials. I mean, you require your account. Actually, you require your account here. And when I say Git, we are going to work on the local machine only. Okay, so what we are going to discuss now, how to install Git on our local machine. Right now we will see this part in a afterward session, this part. Okay, so I hope this is clear. So GitHub is a website where you require your account, your sign up, and Git we are going to work on a local machine. And then what is the relation between these two? As I mentioned, when you want to send your changes or release, or when you want to contribute on an open source repository or like this, so then you got connected from this local repository to the this centralized repository. So this is the connection. Or if you want to download some project, open source project on your local machine, then you have to hit, or you have to visit the GitHub website. So this is the way how it works basically. Okay, so now we'll discuss how to install the Git. If you have already downloaded and installed, then it's okay. If you want to do it parallelly, you can do it. It will take hardly 5 minutes. Okay. So here, this is the official website. Here, if you observe here, it will right hand side. It will say latest source release is the 2.39.2 and download for Windows. Okay. So if I click here, I have already downloaded, but you can visit this page. So let me share, give the, so I have copy pasted the link, or you can simply search on the Google Git download and you will land to on this page. So here, if you see here, you can click here to download for the 64-bit for Git for Windows. If you have 32-bit Windows, you can use this. So there are different. Okay. So let me again go to the PPTs. So step one is visit this website. You have to visit this website, then click on the download for Windows. And here, as I show you, you can see here, click here to download, or a 64-bit Git for Windows version. And then after that, once you will get the executable file in your download folder. So you can double click on this. Okay, so once you double click on this, it will be the normal installation setup. That's it. So you have to click. That's okay. So you will find this first window, that is it's a GNU general public license. Then it will ask you the directory where you want to install this Git. So I request no need to make any changes. Just click on next, and that will be in good position. Only one thing here, if you want the additional icon on the desktop, you can check box this. Okay. Otherwise, nothing. there. So then you will find this screen, okay, that it is downloading and installing. It is installing in the progress, and finally you will get this window completed the installation, okay, and click finish to the exit setup. Once this will be finished, you will find something like this. So let me share my desktop, okay. So you will find this screen, okay. You will find on your desktop one bash terminal, and if you double click on this, you will find this screen. So I hope you are able to see this screen now. This is the terminal window, bash terminal window, where we are going to work, okay. And the upper side it is written MinGW64. MinGW64 means it's a minimalistic version of GNU for Windows, and 64 means it is a 64-bit machine. That's why it is a 64. Okay. So this screen is very important, because that shows the git is installed, and how to check whether it is installed properly or not. You just simply give the command git -- version, okay. So as I mentioned, it's a 2.39.2. Once you get this output, that means your git installation is successfully done and you are ready to work with the git tool now, okay. uh, Here I would like to mention one more point. See, this is a only terminal window, right? So you may find the different terminals or command line interfaces. This is a one command line interface called as the bash terminal window. And as I mentioned, Git is developed by the Linus Torvald, who is a creator of the Linux operating system, right? And in Linux, we use the bash terminal, bash shell to interact with the kernel, right? So here you will get the same interface on the Windows operating system. Now beauty is that you can run the Linux command through this terminal. So if I say ls will show you the output. If I say pwd, then you will get the output print working directory. So try to understand. I want you, it will be very clear. So we are running the Linux commands on the Windows host. Okay. Uh, so finally you will get this window. That means your git installation is done, and we verify it by using the git git -- version command. And as I mentioned, you must get this output, okay. You can check it from the other command line interface also, that is called as the PowerShell. So if you run the same command on the PowerShell, you will get the same output, git version, okay. So I hope this is clear. And once it is done, we first we do the configuration. And the first configuration we do by using these two commands: git config -- global user.name and your name, and the git config -- global user.email, and then your email. So remember this. This is important, because this is not for any authentication purpose, okay. Git not use these two parameter for any authentication purpose, but whenever git wanted to know if any changes made, so who did that changes. So for that purpose, git wanted to know who is the user, what is his name, and what is his user email id. So for that purpose, you have to set up these two parameters, user.name and the user.email, okay. So once git is installation done, we give these two commands. So this is the way how you install the git on your Windows operating system. If you are working on the Debian or let's say Red Hat Linux, first we will discuss Red Hat Linux. So you can use this two package manager command, dnf or yum command. So first you normally update the Linux machine, and then from your shell you either give this command sudo dnf install git -all, or you can use the old command yum command, yum, okay. So this will install the git on your Red Hat Linux machine, and the remaining is same. You verify your git installation, and then you configure your username and password. And there is another distro of the Linux, that is the Ubuntu or Debian, right? And so what is the command? Then this is a simple command, sudo apt install git all, okay. So normally we work on these three. If you are working on the Mac, then I request you to please refer the GitHub documentation, how to install the Git on the Mac. Okay. Again, Mac is a Linux base, so there is no more difference. Okay. So I hope this part is clear. I hope this part is clear. So installation part is clear. Okay. Now, so we done with the local installation. I mean, at this point, what we did, we install the Git on our local laptop or local desktop, local machine, on our local machine, right? As I mentioned, we are going to work on these two different tools. So you require the account on GitHub also. I hope everyone have the account. I mean, I don't think, but if you don't have, so please open by visiting this site. So you will find, if you visit the site github.com, you will find this page, and here you can click on the sign up. So let me show it on the okay. So this is the GitHub actual website page, github.com, and here you can click on the sign up. Okay. Uh, have you observed this? This is very interesting to observe the interface. Have you seen this interface, how it appears? Do you know this? This is real. This is very much similar with the Chat GPT interface. If you are aware, nowadays Chat GPT is very popular, right? So all the big companies are heavily investing in the open AI nowadays, right? So see this interface. It's very interesting. So this is the github.com, and to work hands-on session, you need account on this GitHub. Okay. So I hope I'll give you 2 minutes. I will wait. So either you do the installation and you open the account on this GitHub. Okay. Uh, if done, can you just type yes, no, or if you already have the setup, just type. If you have already set up, no, everything is done, then type 1 in the chat box. If you want me to wait for 2 minutes, type 2 in the chat box. I hope all participants can access the chat box. Okay. So what should I assume? All right. So I assume that you have everything set up on your machine and you have GitHub account also. Okay. So let's continue. Now,
Sir, excuse me, sir.
yeah, man.
Sir, I just wanted to show you, share my screen. You just acknowledge me if this is okay.
Okay, please. Should I stop sharing? I stop
No,
sharing.
no, no, sir. I think it is okay. Let me
It,
just show the screen.
okay.
This is the GitHub repository that I have. This is okay, right? I mean, in this we can work, right?
Uh, I am not able to see your screen.
Acha, then sir, once you please
Yeah,
stop
let me
sharing, sir.
stop. Let me stop, and then you share. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
So now,
Sir,
please.
can you see?
Yes. Now, yes. Yes, ma'am. This is
This
perfect.
would work fine, right?
Yes, ma'am. This is what we need, which is
Okay, sir. Done,
okay.
sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
So okay, so I hope, and this about the GitHub, but the session is like divided like this. First, we are absolutely make our hands dirty on the Git tool, because see, once you know the all concepts, and if you are very well versed with the Git tool, no, it's very easy to work with the GitHub. Okay. So first, now what we are going to discuss is, the first we'll totally focus on the local machine Git tool, how to create the repositories and all that. And in the next hub, we'll discuss about the how to connect with the GitHub. Okay. So if you ask me right now, I want the Git tool installed on your local machine. That is more I needed. Okay. Now let me share my screen first. All right. Okay. So we'll start with the Git basic concepts. Now, one kind request. I know all of you are faculties, So this slide is very important. So please be patient. Please ask me the questions. This whatever I'm going to explain now. See, many people work with the Git. No problem. Every day you know the Git, but understanding concepts and understanding workflow is very important. Okay. So right now, whatever I'm going to explain you, the workflow of the Git is very important. So please pay attention. Okay. All right. So this is the file which we are going to discuss. What is the workflow or Git or how Git works basically? Okay. So let's say you have some path to your Git project that after this we'll discuss. We'll do the hands-on. Okay. So let's create it one. You are working in some working directory, and I hope now you know what is working directory, right? So this is this blue box representing a folder. It is nothing but a simple folder you created your Git project. Okay. And I called it as a working directory. And what do you mean by working directory? That means there is no version control systems available right now. Okay. Now what we do, we first use the first command of the Git is the git init command. So you need to give the command git init. Init stand for initialization. So what happened is that, so once you issue the command git init, so what happened is that one hidden folder is created by the git in your working directory. Okay, so please try to understand this diagram. Okay, so you are working in the you are in the working directory. There is no version control, and on command prompt you just issue a command git init. As soon as you give the command git init, what happened? One hidden folder .git is created in your working directory. Now what is this? This hidden folder contains all the configuration information about your repository. Okay, and all the tracking information about your project. Okay, as I said, Git is a tracking tool, right? It's a version control system. So whatever Git required to manage your folders, manage your files, to track the progress, that is all hidden. That is all maintained in this hidden folder. Okay, it has also has the database. Git also keep the database, and it uses to keep the track of all files are added on the project or whatever you do. Okay, so again I repeat, first we create one empty directory, then we issue the command git init. As soon as you issue the command git init, it will create one hidden folder in that. And what this hidden folder contains, it contains all the configuration and the database which is used by the Git. After that, let's say you created one file in your working directory. Just see the right hand side. Okay, this white box. Now see, as I already told you, you are in the working directory. So you created your file in the working directory. So at this point of time, Git says, boss, I am not aware about any file. I don't know what files you have created. Okay, I am not tracking your file because I am not aware about this file in the working directory. And then Git says, if you want me to track this file, let me know. Let me know that you have created and you want me to track this file. So for that purpose, we have to give the another command called as git add command. Okay. So first I told you git init command. The second command, a very important command, is git add command. So as soon as you give the command git add, what happened is that, so one staging area is created by Git. Okay, and then this file is transferred in that staging area. Okay, when it will happen? After you issue the command git add command. Okay, now what happened? Remember this staging area, as I show, it is not an actual area, it's a virtual concept. Actually there is no staging area as such, but Git done the entry of this file in his internal folder, in his internal file. Okay, that I am going to show you. So Git now once your file is in the staging area, that means Git says, okay, I am aware about your file now. All right, I am going to track your files now, no problem. Okay, but Git says, see, it is right now in the staging area, but I have not taken the snapshot of your file. So I don't have record of your changes or anything. If you want me to keep the snapshot or keep the snapshot of your files, you have to issue another command. And then that is the very important command called as the git commit command. So as soon as you issue the git command, git commit command, what happen is that we normally work in the master branch. So there are so many development lines are there. So remember this, okay? So what happened? There are so many development lines, okay, development tracks or development paths are there. We call them as a branches. And by default in your project, there is a one branch is always available. We called it as a master. So what happened when you issue the git commit command? The git takes the snapshot of your file which is present in the staging area, and then it will copy the file, or it will take the snapshot and uh, it will store it into in your branch master. Okay, now it might happen there are you are working on the different features of the same project. Okay, so you may create the multiple branches. So there is another branch is also available called as the new feature branch. Okay, so now remember this, or pay attention, this is the different branch. Okay, and you are working on the different version of your file. Okay, so this is absolutely different work line than your master branch. Okay, and once you made some changes in the new feature, and if you feel okay, now it's good, I want these changes should be reflected to my main branch, so then you issue the command git merge. And as soon as you issue the git merge command, these changes will be merged with your master branch. Okay, so this is how the this is the what we called it as a workflow of our git project. Okay, so again I just repeat, I just summarize once. You work in a working directory. First you issue the command git init. As soon as you issue the command git init, one hidden folder is created. That hidden folder consists of the all configuration information about our project and all the tracking information about our project. Okay, it also has the databases also of your files and folders to keep the snapshots. Okay, after that you create the multiple files, and then you issue the command git add. Once you issue the command git add, all the files in the working directory are being recorded into the staging area. Okay, after the staging area, and what is the use of staging area? Staging area is that you can still have a time to review your comments. From the staging area you go back also, or you commit also. So that is the point. Staging area is used to review your changes. Remember this. Okay, so once you reviewed, and you, if you say, if you are not happy, you said no, I want to do some more changes, so you can revert back also from staging area. And if you say okay, no, this is okay, I want to commit, once you commit, it will be committed to your one master branch. Okay, so this is the how git works basically. Now with this, now we are going to jump on the actual hands-on. Okay, so first we'll discuss the git command. uh, there are three sections of this presentation. Now first is the git basics, basic commands, one is the intermediate commands, and third is the advanced part. Okay, so first we will see the creating the local repository on our machine. Okay, so now let me jump on my terminal first. Here before starting, I want you to you should be aware about the few Linux command, like ls command, cd command, mkdir command, like this. Okay, so another command is echo command. So suppose this I am going to use this command frequently, so I want to make sure that you are aware about this command. Okay, so first of all, let me go switch to my another folder, another drive rather. So here I say cd e colon. Okay, e colon. So if you observe here, I right now I am in the e folder now. Okay, and then let me switch to the fdp folder. Okay, so I say cd fdp. So if you see here, I am in the fdp folder now. Now here if I say ls command, so it will show me there is nothing in the fdp folder right now. Okay, I say ls-al, I mean in the more detailing, I want more detail. So if you see here, whenever you create a new folder in the Linux, by default there are these two, dot and double dot. The dot means, the single dot means the current directory, and double dot means the parent directory. Okay, so this is the representation of the Linux. Now there are two ways how you can create the you can create your repository. So again, focus. I am in the FDP. So FDP is my repository or my working directory. It's my working directory, right? I have not created any repository. And let's say now I am going to create the repository here. What is the command for that? As I mentioned, there are two ways to create the repository. Number one, I can say git init, and I can mention the web project. I am going to give my repository name as a web project. So this is the way you can create the new repository and initialize it also. And I am issuing this command and press enter. Okay, so what message we received? Initialize empty git repository in this path, right? So in web project there is you have created the new directory called web project, and inside that I have created git hidden folder, right? This is the message given by the git. So now in the FTP I issue the command -ls -la ls-la. Okay, now if you see here I have created the one new web project. Okay, now what is the difference between the FDP folder and the web project? FDP is my working directory and web project is my repository. So you may ask me, sir, how you can say that the web project is your repository? So let's go to the web project folder, and now here I am in the web project. And have you observed here it is showing me by default branch? I am on the master branch, right? Now here I am going to again issue ls-al command, and see I am able to see the one dot current directory, double dot parent directory, and hidden folder also dot git. That means your web project is a repository now, and inside that a new hidden folder is created. Okay, now another way is that, let me go cd dot dot. So I have again in my FDP folder now. Again I am in the FDP folder now. What is the another way to create the to initialize the uh, repository? So I will use mkdir in FDP. Now I am going to create the new folder called test project. Okay, so sorry, mkdir and test project. So I am going to create the one empty directory first. Okay, now if I say ls, so have you observed we have already created web project, right? And now I have created the new directory called test.project. Then I said cd test project. Let's change to the let's go inside the test project, and here only you can give the git init command. Okay, so now as soon as I issue this command git init, again it is saying now I am creating the .git folder here in your test project. And here if I say ls-al, now again. So I hope this picture is clear. So this is the way how you can create the local repository on your machine. Uh, so right now the scenario is like this. Just a moment. Right now the scenario is like this. I am in the FDP folder, okay, and I have created here two folders. One is called as the web project, and it is my repository, repo. And I have again created the second project called test project, and this is also my repository. And how you came to know this is repository? Because inside this there is a .git folder is available. Here is a .git folder is created. Here also .git folder is created. Okay, just wanted to know, is this part is clear? uh, in the chat box, if you understood, if it is clear, please type 1. uh, till this point is clear, the workflow is clear, and the local, how to create the local repository is clear. So please type 1 if it is clear, everything is clear. If please type if you have any problem or any question, you can directly type the questions. All right. So thank you for your responses, and then let me continue. Okay. Not working cd dot dot. Give the space. Sir, there is a cd space dot dot. There is a cd space dot dot. Please issue this command, and it will work. Okay, great. So again, I want you to be very clear with the directory structure so that you will not be confused. Okay, because many times it happen. I will switch the windows. I will switch the directories. So if should not miss anything. Okay, and I am going to work uh, in the web project only. So in this repository. Okay. All right. So now let me type the command cd dot dot. I am in FDP folder now, and I am going to switch to my web project now. Okay, and here I am giving command ls-al, and I know that there is nothing in my. So if I give only ls command, it is not showing me anything because I have not created anything, not a single file in the web project, right? And why it is not showing anything? Because remember this, in the Linux, if anything starting with the dot means it's a hidden, right? So now let's explore this .git folder. As I said, this is the internal folder of the which is used by the Git to track everything, right? So I am giving the command ls-al and .git. I want to see the content of this Git folder, and if I press enter, so inside the Git, this is the output inside the Git. Okay, so again it is a folder. The philosophy of the Linux is same. Every folder contains the dot and double dot. Dot represent the current directory, double dot represent the parent directory. This white color represent that these are the plain files, or you can see this flag also. If it is dash, that means it is a regular files. If it is a blue, and if it is a written on D, that means these are the directories. Okay, so there are almost 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 7 4 directories, and the 3 files are there. Okay, so let's discuss in one line. You should know what these are used by the Git to track your project. Okay, so let's discuss what are the meaning of this each every files and folders. So we have successfully created we have created new folder. We have issued this git command, right? These are the slides. These are slides. I am going to share this so that afterwards also you can refer this. Okay, so I have created here git init web project, or you can create the make directory cd, and then you can issue the command git init. Okay, and now then it contains the .git hidden folder. Okay, so what are the contents of that git hidden folder? So this I have already shown you, right? Head, config, description, hooks. So let's discuss in a short time what is the meaning of everything. So commit underscore edit message. So whenever required, I will show you the content of these files also, so that this will give you insights how Git works basically. Okay. Um, and then this is the commit underscore edit message. It's a plain text file which should, when you are going to commit, okay, all the messages are stored in this commit underscore edit msg file. Then there is another plain text file called head. It always refer to your the current branch, your working branch. That current working branch name is stored in this head file. Then another is the config file. Like I have mentioned that you have to configure your username and email. So all this configuration information is stored by Git in a config file. Again, it is a plain text file. Then what is the name of your repository is stored in the description file. Once again, I repeat what we are discussing. What are the contents of .git hidden folder? These are the contents of files and folders of your .git hidden folder. Okay, and their meaning. Then there is this is a very advanced concept, hooks. Okay, just you should know this. So this is a folder which contains the script. Sometime if you want to automate some certain task inside the Git, you can use these scripts. So that scripts are stored inside the hooks folder. The other like index, as I mentioned, right? In the previous slide I mentioned there is a staging area. So remember this, the staging area is nothing but your index file. So as you issue the command git add dot or git add file, that entry is made in the index file, and this we called it as a staging area. Okay. Whatever the, it also keeps the track of the files that are committed. So anything, any file which is committed, that must be present in the staging area. Okay. Next is the logs. We issue the log command. So log is a folder. It contains the all the log files related your activities. Okay. Then there is a very important. Now this is a very important folder, object folder. I mentioned in the previous slide, right, that Git always keep the database. So it keeps the, it takes the snapshot and stored into the take the snapshot all your files which are present in the staging area, and it's stored into one database. Okay, that database is stored in the object folder. Okay, so this is nothing but the database, and all your contents are stored in the compressed format, and that means in the hash version. So SHA1 algorithm is used to do the compression, and all these are stored in the object folder. And there is another folder, it's called refs. Ref is nothing but the reference file and folders to your branches and tags and all that. Okay. So these are all the contents of your hidden folder. Okay. Now we did what we did. We created the local repository on your machine, right? And uh, so what else configuration we can do? So we already done this, right? We have already configured. In the previous slide I mentioned that. So these are the few configuration which you have to done initially. Otherwise Git also give you message ki please configure your username, please configure your username and the user email. These two information required by Git to track the changes, who did the changes. Okay, so that's why Git requires these two information. Other configurations you can do, and you can see this configuration by using this command git config -- list. So let me issue this command on my terminal right now, on my terminal here, and I want to check what are the my configuration. So I can say git config config -- list. So it will give me the all configuration parameters, okay. And have you observed here, so these two configuration parameters which I already did, user.name is Vishal and user.email is the vishal.meshram@viit.ac.in. And if you want to come outside this, press Q command, Q button. So Q means you come outside on your terminal. Okay. And if you want to see like git config, I want to see only user.name. Okay. So see here, it is showing me the user.name configuration is the Vishal. If I issue the command git config user.email, so it will show me the my email only. Okay. So these configurations are important, and these are the two commands we can use, git config -- list, to see the all configuration parameters. Okay, so this is the output I shown you. Then now this is important part. Okay, now this is important part of the git add command. Now before this, uh, before this, right now the scenario is that I am going to work with the web project, and right now this is empty. Right now this is completely empty. Okay, this is completely empty. And in my previous slide, as I show, I am going to create the file. I am going to see. I am in the web project. I hope it is clear. This is web project in the folder. Here I issue the command ls. Here I issue the command ls, and it is showing me nothing. So let's create one file. Let's create one file. Okay. So how to create a file? Let's say I will say if you want to create the empty file, we will say touch, and then normally on any GitHub project, this README file is very important. Okay. README file and dot extension is MD. Extension is MD. So MD stands for markdown. MD stands for markdown. That means it use some special symbols actually. Okay. So either you can create the empty file like this, touch readme.md, and I press enter. Okay, and if I now give the command ls, are you able to see previously when I issue the command ls, there is no file available. Then I created new file, empty file, and now I issue the command ls, and it is showing me the one file is available in your folder. Now I want to see whether Git is aware about this or not, right? So there is a command called git status. So let me issue the command git status, and let's check the output of this git status command. So it is showing me first it is showing me you are on the master branch. Have you observed this? This is, you are in the master branch. So who created this master branch? Remember this, as soon as you issue the command git init, by default one branch is created and named it as a master branch. Okay, so that already created by the git only. So git status output is you are on the master branch, no commits yet, no commits yet. And see here what is it is showing, it is showing in the readme in the red file, in the red color, and it is giving me message untracked file. That means I am not aware about this, nothing to be there, I am not tracking any file, this is untracked file for me. Okay, so what command we issue? If you want to, again I will give the command git status. So suppose I want that git should start tracking this file, git should start tracking this file. So which command we use? Git add, git add, right? But before that, let me add some message, some contents in my readme file. So how to display the content of any file? So if I say cat command, cat and readme file. So if you see, there is nothing in my readme.md file. Okay, so let's add some comments, something in the readme file. Okay, so here how to add? I can use this nano editor. Okay, and then give pass the file name. Okay, and then I press enter. Now the one editor, this is the nano editor, and here as I said, this is the .md file. .md file, it uses some special symbols. So hash and space. If I say this is section 1, so this hash meaning is that it is a header, it's a header. The same analogy I can give. You know the HTML file, right? When you say h1 and write something, hello world. So this h1 is nothing but the header, right? So same way in markdown file, if you give the hash space and you write something, that is considered as the header. Okay. So I have written only this message, hash section 1. Okay, and then let me save this file. I am saving this file. So now if I run this file, Hello. Hello. Am I audible now? Uh, okay, great. Thank you. Thank you, sir. So, is this point is clear? So we have created one README file. README.md stand for Markdown, and we have added one line, section one in that file. Okay, I hope this point is clear. There is a network issue at my end, but I hope till this point is clear. So let me again. Are you able to see this my screen and PPTs, right? Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so the current scenario is that I have created one README file and I have added one line. Okay, so now what I want, and if I check here Git status, and Git is still complaining
Sir,
that this is an untracked file. I don't know. Yes, ma'am.
Vishal sir, are you sharing the screen?
Have. Yes. Acha, okay. Just a moment. Just a moment. Let me
Okay.
share it again. Is it visible now?
Just a moment, sir. No, sir, it's not visible.
Not well. Not visible. Okay. Please share it again. Yes. Is it visible now?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
Okay. Give me one moment.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Hello. Is it visible now?
No, sir, we can't see any screen.
Uh, I
Sir,
will log out and log in
you
again.
log out and
Just
then log in back, sir.
yes, yes, ma'am. I will do.
Sir, just try, sir. Are you able to unmute yourself?
Yes, right now. Yeah. Yeah, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank you.
sir. Okay. Sir. Hello, sir. Okay, okay. Okay, sir. Please sit, sir.
Good morning.
Uh,
Sir.
now, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So sorry for this interruption. Just revise. I have created one file, and then I have added some contents, and that file is readme file, and the contents are this hash section 1. Okay. Now I want to add this file, okay, in the staging area. So command is git add. So either if let's say there are multiple files, you can use the dot also. So dot means whatever present in my folder, please add all those files into the staging area. Or if you want to add some specific file, you can give the command like this. So the command is git add readme.md, and as soon as I press enter, now see, in the working copy of readme. So if again I check the output of the status command git status, and if I press enter, now it is showing me, see, there is no the color is no red. That means git saying, okay, now I am aware, I am tracking this file, but still I am not taking I have not taken any snapshot. So it is, see, it is saying me on branch master no commits 8. So I have not taken any snapshot of your file. Okay, and if you want me to do so, please commit your changes. Okay. So as I mentioned, right now, so if you explain me the scenario, like I have added one readme file, then I have added me file means it is in the staging area, and now I am issuing the command git commit. And if you remember the previous slide, as soon as I give this command git commit, that means from staging area, it is going to take the snapshot and it will save it on the master branch. It is on the master branch. So let me give this command git commit, and the shortcut is this. You have to compulsory pass the message with the commit. Okay. So the command format is like this: git commit -m stand for the message, and then you have to give one some good message. Why these messages are important? When you see the history, you should able to recognize it. If you should able to remember what commit you did or what actions you did, and then why you committed this. Okay. So I said my first commit, and I also explain here that added readme file, readme file. Okay. So this is the git commit command. Okay. And as soon as I press enter here, and if you see, it is git is showing me one file change. That plus sign means you have added one line, one insertion, and I have created the one. I have create the mode, that is 100644, some some SHA algorithm, that this is a hash code actually for this readme.md file. Okay. So now if I check the git status, okay, and if I press enter, it is showing me on branch master nothing to commit, working tree is clean. Okay. So till this point, what we did, we added one file. Okay, we modified it, then we added in the staging area, and we committed also. Okay. Now you want to see the previous history, right? So for that purpose, we use the command git log. Okay. So if I say git log and enter, press enter, see the output. This is very important output. Okay. So first thing is that it is showing me one commit happened, and a long SHA1 hash code is there. Okay. And it is showing me your current head is pointing to your master branch. Okay. Your current head is pointing to the master branch. And remember I told you that git required the information of your email id, right? So it is showing that this commit is done by this author Vishal, is the name, and his email id is this. He also may taken the snapshot of the when and at what time the commit has happened. Okay, and the message, this commit message is very very important. Okay, so now you want to see whether where this snapshot is taken. Okay, so remember I have told you there are so many files and folders in the dot git hidden folder. So if you see here ls-al and dot git, so previously the output was small, right? There was very few files and folder. If you observe here, this one file is added in the .git folder. So that is the commit edit message. Remember I told you that this file is maintain track the your all committed message. So now if you want to see the content of this commit edit message file, I can say cat .git slash commit, and if I press enter, so the commit message has been recorded by git in the this file. Okay, so in this way the git tracks all your changes. Okay, now you want to see if I say git log and enter, now this hash code is very very important. Okay, why this is important? What git do? Git takes these first two character and create one folder. Again I repeat, git take this first two character and create one folder, and inside that folder it keeps the file contents. Okay, it keeps that contents of your file in the compressed format. Okay, so if you want to see that, I told you that where it keeps the that database. Okay, it is in the objects. So let's say ls dot git folder. Inside the git folder there is a folder called objects, right? And inside the objects he created the folder called d8. So let me give the command d8 and enter. Okay, so have you seen here? See, this code is similar like this code. Okay, so what I'm trying to explain here is that now git take the snapshot of each and every file, and it is get stored in the objects folder with the inside the new folder. And how this folder is created? Whenever you commit, whenever you issue the new commit command, new SHA code is created, and first two letter digits are used to create the new folder, and inside that it will keep track of everything. Okay, so I hope this part is clear. Okay, so which commands we have discussed till now? So first we'll discuss the git init command. After that we discuss the git add command. Then we discuss the git commit command, and then I also discuss the git status command. Okay, and also one command is the git log command. Okay, so these are the very very important commands of the git: init, add, commit, status, and the log. Okay. So I hope this is clear. So let me jump to the slides. So by adding by adding, so we added one readme file, and then we type something in the readme file, and we added this readme file to the staging area. So this is the slides, and for this purpose we issue the command git add readme.md, right? And now, as I told you that there is a the record is maintained in the index file. Okay, so you can see the content of index file also. Again, index file is in the hidden folder. Okay, so if you see here, so are you able to see this? So it is in the binary format. So again, why this is important? Again, remember, index is nothing but your index file is nothing but your staging area. Index file is nothing but your staging area. And where is in the where is that index file? It is in the .git folder. Okay, so we have completed this part also. Then adding files to the project. Now let's do one thing. Let's create. So if I say ls, there is only one readme file here. Okay, now let's create another file called as the index.html file. Okay, so now I will directly this is the shortcut to create a new file and to write something in the file. So let's say h1, I am echoing this message, and let's say I'm echoing the my first web page. What I'm doing, I'm creating another file now. Okay, my first web page and this echo, and inside I create the new file index.html, and then echo this message in the index.html. Okay, and if I click here enter, and if I say ls, so right now it is showing me readme.md file is there and the index.html file is there, right? And if I say index.html content, that is this is the content. Now let me check whether the what is the git is doing, I mean whether it is tracking or not. Okay, so let me check the git status. So it is showing me readme file is okay. He said okay, you committed and I am aware about this, but it is giving me the same message index.html, this is untracked file. Okay, uh, and it untrack all the files. Okay, whatever not present present in the working directory but not present in the staging area. Okay, so if you want to see that, let's create one more thing. So echo, then I say a error file. Okay, and I am creating new error.html file. Okay, so now if I say git status, so it is showing me that two files are untracked. Two files are untracked, and as I mentioned, you can use the, if you want to add these two files at the in a single command. So just write the command git add and dot का meaning होता है कि add everything whatever present in my current directory. And if you see here, so see warning in the working copy error.html index.html, and if I say git status, so it is showing me now I am aware about these two files. One is the error.html and index.html. Let's commit this also. Commit -m, and I will give the message added error and index html files. Okay, and enter. So see two files are added in the, I mean he has taken the snapshot. Let's check the log. Okay, so previously right now, so have you observed the first commit was I have added only readme file, and this is my latest commit, I have added the error and index file. So now it has been snapshot by the git, and if you see here, it is again new SHA1 hash code is given and new folder is created 7b. Okay, now there is a one shortcut very good command called as the git log and hyphen one line command. Okay, one line. So it will give me the one, in a one line it will give me the all the code and the their descriptions actually. Okay, these points are clear. So let me jump to the uh, let me check whether if you have any question queries, just so till this point, if it is clear, please type 1. So I am going to fast forward now a few things. So we have covered the basic concepts, uh, right? Now we'll discuss the very important concept now, that is branching. Okay. Uh, Let me fast forward my slides. So all these whatever I have explained, these are the things. Okay, so status, you can use the git status to check the status of your project. There is a one shortcut flag is there, git status -s, so you can check the you can use this flag. Another is the git status -v is for verbose. Okay, then you can use these commands. So I am skipping this part, status, to check the status of your files. Okay. Then the next is the committing. We have already discussed this committing to the git. So git commit, and this is the format of your git commit command. Okay. So let me skip this part also, and let me directly jump to the branching. Okay, because that is the most important part. Ignoring, you can ignore certain file. This is very for that purpose we use the .git ignore file. So what you have to do, you have to create a one new file name called as the .git ignore, and whatever you put inside that git ignore na, that will be ignored by the git tool. Okay, so remember this. I'm also skipping this part because I want to cover the most important part. Okay, so this is the git intermediate concept now. So what is git intermediate concept? First is the tag. Okay, so as you see, as we have, you know, like tags are for to mark. So let's say, understand this scenario. Let's say you start working on your project and you did some changes, you added files, and at some point you think, now this is the ready for my first release, my first version. Okay, so whatever the intermediate commits, okay, that you can tag as a version 1. So you know, in the software terms, like there are the version 0.1, so rather version 1.0, version 1. Version 2.0, version 3.0, like this. Okay, so intermediate, there are so many versions, right? So version 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, but those are not ready for the releases. So you always make sure ki, for the steady release, right? So you can tag these releases. So there are two types of tags. One is called as the annotated tags, another is called as the lightweight tags. So normally annotated tags are very popular. They use the annotated tags. Okay, so this is the command we use for the git tag -a. -a stand for the annotation, and v0.1, that is the version you give. This is the tag name, and then you also give the message. So this is the first tag for the project, and then git maintain this tag. Okay, so if you see the output of this git show v01, it will print the detailed tagging actually. Okay, and the another is the lightweight tag. Lightweight tags, if you without -a, if you give the command like this, git tag v0.1, so that is called as the lightweight tag. Okay, so again, this is for information only. I am going to cover more important part. So if you see here, if you now I have created two tags, git tag version 1 0.1, version 0.2, and you can delete the tags also by using the -d command. So git tag -d v0.2, so this will delete your tag. Again, just remember this. In intermediate changes, you can tag with the lightweight tags, and once you say, okay, this is my major changes has been done and now it is ready for release, then you use the annotated tag. Okay, all right, now this is the most important concept, branching. Okay. So in software also, as because that is the beauty of the git tool or version control tool, that you can work parallelly. Okay, and in software also, you distribute the work. So let's say few developers are working on the front end part, in front end also few developers are working on the content, few developers are working on the html part, few are working on the css part, like this, and few developers are working on the backend projects and all that, right? So one single software have multiple developers, and every developer are working on some different feature of that software, right? So what we do, we create the new branches. So there is a always there is a master branch. Okay, and then we create the different branches, and we ask developer to work on their branches only, right? So that it should not hamper your main project. That is the concept behind the branching. Okay, so we use two commands here, git branch and git checkout. So how to use it now? Please observe here, you have one master branch here. Okay, you have one master branch here, and let's say you committed something, so you done some commit. So this dot representing that you have taken the snapshot, git have taken the snapshot of your master branch, and it gets stored. Okay, now what happened, you created the another branch, parallel branch, called as the new feature. So how to create a new branch? This is the command, git branch and then branch name. Okay, so let me show you this. So right now, if I give the command git branch, okay, if you observe here, right now I am working on the single branch, and my branch name is master, and it is star matlab this is my current branch. Okay, now I want to create the another branch. So I issue the command git branch, and then I give the name new branch. Okay, and I press the enter. Now again I issue the whether now Git has created the new branch. Again check whether we are able to see this branch. Okay, so if you issue the again Git branch, and if you observe, now it is showing me the names of my branches. It is showing there is a one branch is the master branch and another is the new branch, and right now the star is in the on the master branch. That means your current branch is still the master branch. Now you want to switch to the new branch. Okay, so the command is git checkout, git checkout and name of the new branch. Okay, and then press enter. Now what message you get? Switch to the branch, new branch. Again I will check the git branch, and if you see, now the star is on the new branch, and you can observe here also. If you observe here, previously it is showing me master, 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 and now it is showing me new branch, new branch, right? So let's clear the screen. So here we discuss two important things: how to create a new branch. Just to give the command git and then branch name, and then new any branch name, whatever the branch name you want, right? Branch name. This is the way how you can. And what is the command to switch between the branches? That is the checkout, checkout, and again the branch name, like this. Okay, so these two are very very important commands. Okay, now what happens here? So here by issuing this command git branch, you observe here we have created the another new branch. Now remember this, when I created the new branch, I whatever present in the master, that will be copied into the new branch. Now if I give here command ls, so automatically whatever I did in the master branch, that all files are available in my new branch also. And now I can independently work. I can independently work. Now you can observe here. So here there are the two branches, git checkout new feature. That means now you are working here. And now what I am going to do? See, right now I am in a new branch. Right now I am in the new branch, and here I can see the readme file is there, and it is written in the section 1. Right now I am going to modify this readme. Okay, now I am going to modify this. How to modify? Again I will use the shortcut. So I will add here section 2 also, section 2. Okay, and then I said add this into the readme file. Okay, and now I have modified it, so I need to add also, and I need to commit this also. Okay, so now what I will do, git add dot, and then I say git commit -m and updated readme file, but in new branch, in new branch. Okay, in new branch, and then I press enter. Okay, now right now I am in my new branch. Right now I am in my new branch, and I say cat readme. I want to check the readme. So have you seen there are two contents, two lines are there, section 1, section 2. Now let me go back to my master branch. So which command I will use? Git checkout master, git checkout master, and enter. Okay, now in master branch, let me print the content of readme file. And if you see here, in master branch the contents are only section 1, and in new branch the contents are section 1 and section 2 of the readme file, because these two branches are independent now. Okay, so see, when I did commit, whatever the commit was happened on the new feature branch only, and it is nothing to do with the master branch. So this is very important feature of the git. Okay, now till this point what we did, we have created master branch, we committed something, we have created new feature, and we have committed. Now what we will do, we will again do some changes in the readme file. I will do another commit. Okay, so let me go to the git checkout and new feature, new branch. Okay, and I will again add something new. Okay, so I will say echo, then I will say section 3, section 3. Okay, section 3 in readme file, and again I will do the git add dot, and then I said git commit -m, and I said updated readme readme added section 3, okay, and then say I entered the, okay, and now if I say cat readme, okay, so there are two and if I see here git log, you can see rather I will do the shortcut, okay, so git hyphen one line, sorry git, git log hyphen one line, okay. So if you see here, I have did the updated readme file in the new branch, and also updated readme added section 3. So these two commits are done in the new feature branch, okay. Now what I will do, I will just simply check out to master branch, okay. So git check out master, okay. Just see these slides. This is the current scenario. I have did two commits. I have did two commits on new feature, and there is only one commit to the master. Okay. Now what you say? Okay, sir. I want to merge these two branch now. I want to merge these two, right? So so if suppose, see, right now I am in the master, and if I say cat readme, I am still able to see only section 1 in my master. Why? Because your head is pointing to the master branch. So here you did only one commit, right? And if you go and check the contents of readme file in new feature branch, you will find there are the two sections, section 2 also and section 3 also. Why? Because head is pointing to your new feature when you check out. So this is very important. Okay. So now let's do the merging. Okay. So this is the current scenario, right? Now what I wanted to do, I wanted to merge whatever the changes done in this readme file, I wanted to merge them with my master branch, okay. So for that purpose, the command is called as the git merge, okay, and then git merge and the branch name, okay. So right now this is important. Right now you are in the master branch, right now you are in the master branch, and you want to merge the changes of new feature branch in your master branch, okay. So what I will do, I will issue the command git merge, and then you have to mention the name of the branch, git merge new branch, and if I press enter here, so have you observed it has merged the contents of the readme file, and what it is showing, it is showing that two lines are added, okay. So let me now check the git readme file. So if you see now the contents of my readme file in the master branch is added these two lines, okay. So let me ask, is this point is clear or not, or do you have any questions? So till point, what we discuss is that we have created a new branch called as the new feature. Then we updated the README file. Then we done the commit, and then we merge it again into the master branch. So is this point is clear, or do you have any questions? Okay, thank you. So
Sir, I have a question.
yes, ma'am, please.
Sir, now we created under the master branch and then we updated this file, right?
Uh, First thing is that master branch we have not created. It is already there. We have created new branch.
Okay, sir, but what if we create the file under the new branch, whatever we have created,
Yes.
will that be automatically updated into the master branch, or again we have to make a commit for that again?
No. See, remember, the very good question. Whenever you update anything, unless and until you will not commit. So let me go to the slides. Okay. So suppose, try to understand. This is this point is very important. Okay. So let's say you are in the new feature branch. Okay. And let's say you have added some new file here, new file. So unless and until you will not commit this here, Git will Git will not mark it, or Git will not take snapshot of this file. So whatever changes you've done in any branch, either you are in the new feature or master branch, you have to compulsorily commit it. First commit it, first add it, then commit it. Okay. And as ma'am asked, if suppose you created a new file in the new feature branch now, okay, and then you commit it also, right? And now when you give the command merge, then only whatever the commits happen here are merged with your master branch. Is this doubt clear, ma'am? Have you
Yes,
understood?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Again, while working with the Git, please remember, first of all, how Git will aware about your files. First, you have to add the file to the staging area, then give the commit command. Whatever the branch you are working, if you are, let's say new feature one, if you are working, let's say some random branch here, unless and until you will not commit, this Git will not take the snapshot. And if Git is not take the snapshot, it will not get merged with your master branch. This is very important. Okay. So this is good question. So discard. Now, as I demonstrate you that we can very easily, just a moment. Okay, just a moment. Okay, there is a small request. I am going to continue just right now. It's at 12:42. I will continue. I will finish all the important topics till 1:10 or 1:15. So please be there. And after that, we will close the session. Okay. So just two more important points, and then we'll go to stop the session. Now till this point, we have created the branch and two branches, and we have merged it successfully also. But remember, every time it is not so easy to merge the contents. Okay, many times you will face, there is a concept called the merge conflict. So let me demonstrate that, because that is very important. So what I will do right now, if I let me clear the screen, and and let me so how many branches are there? So if I give the command git branch, so there are two branches. So let me create the two more branches. Let's say git branch trial one. Okay, and let me create another branch, git branch trial 2. Okay, so I have created two another branches. If you want to see, you can see here git branch. So right now we have four branches. Okay, I am going to work on this trial 1 and trial 2 now to demonstrate the what is merge conflict. Okay, so if I say, let me check out how to go to the trial 1 branch. So git checkout trial 1 branch. Okay, and if I here, if I see the readme content, so there are why? Because see, whenever you create the new branch, your master branch, whatever the files are available, that will be copied to the your new trial one. Okay, now what I will do, I will here update this readme file. Okay, so remember, this flow is important. I am in the trial one branch, and I am updating the readme file again. So what I will do, echo, and then I will say I want uh, hello hello on my line 1. So I am completely so this single arrow means it will remove all this file. It will be overwritten by this content. Okay, hello, or rather, okay. So this is good. Hello. Okay, or rather, what we'll do, we'll create another file so that there will not be any confusion. Okay. So what I will do, echo hello, and then let me create now a new file that is called as the test.txt file. Okay, so in test.txt file I am writing hello message in trial one. Now again, as I modified, I have to commit it. Okay, so I said git add dot, and then I say git commit -m hello in trial one, trial one. Okay, that's it. So I am in trial one. I have added new file called as the test.txt, and I have written hello in that. Okay, now, and I have committed also. So everything is clear. So now let's git checkout to the trial 2 now. Okay, trial 2 now. Okay, now in trial 2, what I am doing, I will add the, I will try to update the same file. Okay, so what I will do, echo, but here I will not this hello, I will write hello, instead of hello I will try world. Okay, world on the test.txt, same file, but one in one branch someone is adding some other content, and in another branch someone is adding another content. So if you see here again, in trial 1 I am adding hello in the test.txt. In trial 2 I am adding the world in the test.txt. Okay, and now what I will do, I will again say git trial 1, trial 1. Okay, and now oh sorry, I have not in trial 2. See now what happened, I have added the some content in the test.txt, but what git is saying, boss, you have added this but you have not committed this, so please commit this, right? So what I am doing, git add dot, in the trial 2 I have to commit also. Okay, so I am writing this git commit -m, and then I am giving the message world in trial 2, in trial 2. Okay, and in trial 2. Okay, so and then press enter. Okay, now see, now understand this scenario. Two branches are there, trial 1, trial 2. One branch is editing the test.txt, and it is writing some different content. In trial 1, same on the same file someone is writing in the on the same different content. Okay, so now I will git checkout and trial 1, and now here let me try the merge. Okay, so git merge, and then I have to give the branch name trial 2, and if I press enter, so if you see here, previously it was easily merged because two different changes, git says okay, I am enough smart to merge if there is no conflict. But here, if the same file is two different people are working on the same file and two different contents are coming, so git says, boss, I cannot handle this, I need human intelligence. So there is a conflict. This is called as the conflict merge. So there is a merge conflict in the test.txt, and I cannot merge it automatically. So you have to fix the conflicts and then commit the result. Okay, so now how to see, so you have to open the nano and readme file, not readme file, where there is a conflict. It is showing me that there is a conflict in the test.txt. So I will open this test.txt file. Okay, and see what a beauty of git. It is showing that from your head branch, from your trial branch, the word is coming is hello, and in trial 2 branch the same the someone is writing the word. Now you modify this branch, whether do you want to keep only hello, or do you want to keep only world, or do you want to keep both the hello world. You modify this file and then commit this file. So what I will do, I will keep both this. Okay, so I will delete this, I will delete this, and I will delete this also, and I will keep the hello world in my test.txt, and I will exit. Okay, So I have saved this file. Okay, now if you see here cat test.txt, now it contains the hello world, and now I have to add this in trial one. Now see the this also trial one merging. Okay, it is showing me trial one merging, and I say git commit -m, and I say conflict resolved config resolved. Okay, and enter. Okay, and now see again. So the point is that every time merging is not so easy, number one. Number two, whenever there is a merge conflict, you require the human intelligence. You have to remove the conflict, and then you have to commit it again. Okay, and then there are three choices always: either you abort, either you accept, either you reject, like this. So all these three choices. If you open the same file as I open this file in the nano test.txt, right? If you open this in the smart IDE like Visual Studio, it will give you the choices also: accept, reject, abort, like this. Okay, and then you just need to click on that button, just for your information. So I hope this point is clear. So we are very much covered all the basic concepts. So what we covered: how to create the local repository, what are the branches, how to merge the branches, what are the uh, conflict merge. Okay, so if anyone have any doubt, you can ask. Otherwise, I will just move forward. Okay. So when you merge now, it shows this fast forward. What is the meaning of this fast forward is that see the commit in the head or master branch, it is less time as compared to timestamp, it is very old, right? And then in the new feature, the commits are advanced at this master branch. So what this fast forward means: it will merge and it will commit the with the latest timestamp. That's why it is showing this fast forward. Okay, so this is the way. And final word is how to delete the branch. So if you ask me like, sir, how many branches are there? Yeah. So let's say right now I have created 4 branches, and right now I am in the trial one, right? So if you want to delete some branch, there is a command called delete branch, and then -d, and then you have to give the branch name. So if I say trial 2, so it will give me, so it will delete the branch. So let's say if I say git branch, now see trial 2 is deleted. Okay, so this is the way how you can delete the branches also. So there is this command -d. So this is another important concept called reverting the commit. So suppose you did some commit, and then you want no, I by mistakenly committed this, I want to revert this. So there are two commands are available. One is called as the revert, and another is called as the reset. So reset is very dangerous command. uh, Please be careful if you are resetting the commit. Normally this reverting is the much safer command. So I have added this in the screenshot and this PPT, so you can refer this. Okay, just remember, you can revert from the commit also, and for that there are two options: reset and the revert. Okay, I am skipping this part. Everything is here. You can refer this. And now this is the last part and important part, and then that's it. Then there are the advanced Git concepts called as the Git clone. Or now I am going to work with my GitHub repository. Okay, so how to create the clone? Clone means what? You copy exactly. You make a copy of your project. Okay, and so let me. So let's say this is the my GitHub repo page. Okay, and now you want to clone this project. So let me demonstrate this actually. Okay. So this is my GitHub. I hope you are able to see my GitHub page now. So let me open this Vishal Mishra and the password, and then sign in. Uh, Okay, so this is the interface of your web GitHub page. Okay, now here also directly you can create the new repository. Okay, so there are two options. Either you can press here on the plus button, here you can create your new repository, or here you can press this new button also. So what I will do, see here, I have already created one demo project. So this is the repository name, vishal./meshram/project1. So this is the my demo project, or rather repository. Now what I wanted to do, I wanted to clone this project on my local machine. Okay, so how to do that? You have to click on this code, and then you have to copy this link. Okay, so just click here, copy this link, and you have to follow the HTTPS. Okay, and now I am here on my sorry, I am here on my local terminal, right? So what I will do, I will go into the FDP project now. I see there are only two folders, test project and web project. And now I am going to issue command git clone, and then I will paste that repository link, right? Repository link. And if I press enter here, so it is showing me I am cloning this project in my local, and see here I have cloned this project. Okay, now if you go here in the project one, so here you are able to see there is one readme.md file. So see here in my project there is only one file, readme.md file. So this is the way how you can clone the any open source project on your local machine. So command is clone, and you require this link, HTTPS link. Okay, so this is the way how we clone the command. Now many time it happens, okay, cloning is done, sir, no problem, but I want to contribute in that project. Okay, so right now I am in that project one, and I want to modify this readme file, right? So how to do that? So there is a command called git remote. If you see git remote, and if you see enter, it is called as the origin is a alias. Okay, so what is the alias for git remote -v? If you give this command, you will find that this is the link on which you are working right now. So if you push or pull project, okay, so what is the meaning of origin? Git is showing that I am working with this link now. So if you want to pull or push, this is the link I am going to work with. Now what we are going to do, I want to contribute in this project, in this repository. Okay, so let's do that. So I will update, see these are the contents of my readme file, right? So what I will do, I will update this content of readme file. So how to, I will delete all this, and I will say echo, rather I will say echo, and I will add the command, I will add the uh, new new section. Okay, new message, let's say my name is Bond, and James Bond. Okay, and this is the new message I want to add into the readme file. Okay, and as you know, whenever you do any modification, you have to just do it staging, and then you have to commit git commit -m, and then I said added James Bond in readme, right? And then press enter. Okay, now if you see here, see I am on the if I go here in my GitHub repository, if I refresh it also, so there is no James Bond available in readme file, right? Why? Because see, whatever what we did, we clone it on our local machine, and whatever the changes we done, that are reside on your local machine only. They are not pushed to back to the your GitHub repository, right? So now what I wanted to do, I want to push it. So I wanted to push it, so like this git, the command is like this, git push -u origin and the name of the branch. So right now your branch name is main, so that's why I have given here the name of my branch main. Okay, so the command is push whatever the changes I have done to the origin branch. And what is this origin branch? I have already shown you that aliases for that link, right? So if I press enter here, so what it is doing, it is just pushing the content on my main branch. and see remote resolving the delta, whatever I did, that changes are pushed. Now if you see here, there are still no changes. So let me refresh it once again. Have you seen this message? My name is Bond, James Bond. So this is the way how you can contribute. So again, I want this should be clear. I have cloned the project to my local machine. I made some changes in README file, and then I push it back to my GitHub repo, right? And these changes are reflected here now. So is this path is clear? Just tell me once. Please press 1 if it is clear, because this is the most important part, how you can contribute, how you can pull and made the changes and push it back, and then last part, and then we will stop. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Now sir, you might ask me, sir, can I pull anyone's repo? Yes, if it is a public repo you can pull it, but don't do it. There is another method. Whenever you want to work on the open source project, first you fork it matlab you fork it on your forking means you become a owner of that project, and then you clone it on your local machine. So let me demonstrate that also. So let me what we will do, I will search here some project. Okay, so if you see here, there is a one project called one GitHub repo. Okay, see, remember always, if it is not Vishal Meshram, that means this is not my Git repository. It is someone else repository. So it's something like Vidula Meshram /test, and this is the repository name, and it is showing there are two files are available. One is the README file, and another is the main.cpp file, right? Main.cpp file. So at random you can search any other Git repo also. Okay. So now what we'll do? See, this is someone else repository, and I want to contribute in this project, test project. What you have to do? First of all, fork it. Always remember this. First, fork the project, then clone the project on your local machine, then made changes, and then submit it back. This is the way. This is the standard flow. So if I click on this fork button, no, what happen is that it is asking me, do you want to create a new fork? I said yes. What is the repository name? So I want to keep this test only. Okay, keep this test only. This is test project. I want to change the description. This is test project, and then I said create fork. Now as soon as it will create the fork, observe here the change. This is very important. Now you become the master of this test project. See, that whatever Vidula Meshram, she have her project also, but now you fork it this project in your repository. Okay, so this is very important to understand. Now this project, and before that it is mentioned that the Vishal hyphen Meshram. So that means I have forked it successfully, and now I can clone it. So if I say here, if I copy, if I go here again, and if I just type the command git clone, and I am cloning the test project on my local machine. Okay, and now I can do the changes. Okay. So I hope this flow is clear, how to fork someone else project and then clone it and then make the changes. Okay. Now the last and the most important part, that is a pull request, and then we will stop. It will take 10 minutes. Okay. So I hope everyone is clear at this point. Okay. Now pull request concept is the most important, because again I will go to my repository and I will open that project one only. Okay, that project one. Okay, so what I wanted to do here, I wanted to add uh, some file. See, right now in my main project I have see this part Vishal Meshram, and in the one project one repository. Okay, and there is only one file is present, readme.md file, and I mentioned, right, I told you that this section one hash. So if I edit this, no, and if I space, and if I commit the changes directly main branch. So if you see here, this section one is its font is different now because of that hash part. Okay. Okay. Now, see what I wanted to do. I want, as a third party developer, I wanted to contribute in this project. I wanted to add some new files in that project. Okay. So remember this, already there is a branch. This is the main branch of this project. And now I have already cloned this on my local machine, right? So ls cd, I am going to project. Okay. And see here, I am already in the main branch. So remember this, nobody wants in real in industry or in real scenario also, nobody commit the changes in the main branch only directly. This is not allowed, or not, rather this is not a good practice, right? What you have to do, you have to create the new branch first, then made the changes, then review the changes, and then add it or merge it with your main branch. I hope it is clear. Okay. So right now I am in the main branch, so I will not previously what we did, we directly updated the readme file and merge it with our main branch. This is not a good practice, so we'll follow the standard. So first of all, I will create a new branch, that is a git branch, and I will see right here, let's say feature, let's say feature 1, feature 1. So I am, you know it now, right? So git branch and then feature 1, that means I am creating a new branch now. Okay. And now if I see here
Sir,
git
we can't
branch,
see the commands, sir.
okay, wait.
It is struck. Video is struck, sir.
uh
Once again, you share, sir.
yeah. So are you able to see my github page now?
No, sir.
Now
No, sir.
what you are able to see? Nothing.
Nothing, sir. It's a plain black screen.
Mm, 1 minute.
Okay, sir.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. You're audible, sir, but we can't see any screen,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. Let me
Yes, sir. We can see it now.
Okay. So see, this is my GitHub project, project 1, and I am right now in my. Are you able to see my terminal window?
Right, sir. Yes, sir. We can
Okay.
see.
See, so now what I did just now is I am in the project and I have created the new branch, feature 1 branch. Okay. So what is the good practice is that never ever made changes in the main branch directly. Rather you create a new branch, made the changes and generate the pull request. Okay. So now what I am doing, git checkout, you know this command now, checkout, and then I am going to feature 1. Okay. Now in feature 1 I wanted to add one file also. So echo, let's say my new file, and let's say it's called index.html file, and also I want to update the readme file also. Okay. So let's say I say echo, echo message, uh, updated readme in feature branch. Okay. And now I will update this in my readme file. Okay. So let's me readme file. Okay. Now I did the two changes. I have added one index.html and I have made the changes in readme file also. Let me check again. Remember this process. Whenever you modify it, you have to do the add. Okay, and then git commit. So git commit -m made changes through branch, feature branch, and then that's it. Okay. Now, what is the command? I want to push this now on my GitHub project. Now I want to push these changes to my GitHub project. What is the command? Git push -u origin, and here you have to mention the branch name. Now which branch? Feature branch, not the main branch. Okay, so git push -u origin feature one branch, and if I press enter here, now if you see this message is very important. It is showing that to http github project and create a pull request for feature one on the GitHub by visiting this. Okay, so it is showing me now. If I go here in my project, okay, uh, so let me okay, so repositories, and then I am going to in my project. This is my project one. Okay, so if you see here, it shows me that I have created a pull request. Now pull request is very important. See here, I have got this message, compare and pull request. That means, again, as a owner of this project, I am the owner of this project, and some third party developer made some changes, and he requested me, sir, please compare. I have made these changes, and I have created this pull request. So I here compare and pull request. I click on this button now, and then I am able to see here this please pay attention here. Okay, someone is able to merge. Now it is showing me someone has created the feature one branch, and he requested to merge these changes into your main branch. Okay, so do you want to create the pull request? I said yes. Okay, no problem. Or I can review it. Okay, so I click here on create pull request now. Okay, so see now here, I can see what changes he made. So here if I click here, uh, my new file, and then updated readme in the feature branch, right? So he made these changes, right? So now what I will do here, I have three different options. Either I can create the merge commit, matlab, okay, I am happy with this developer's work, and I am ready to merge it with my main branch. So this is the first option. Or I can squash and merge. Squash means temporarily you can store these are the some advanced and rebases. These are the three different. So there are three things. Either you are ready to merge the changes from this feature branch to your main branch, or you can reject it also. Okay, so I just simply said okay, merge the pull request, and as soon as I say merge pull request, my readme file will be going to change. That is the point. So I click here merge pull request, and it is asking me confirm the merge. I said okay, confirm the merge. And now if I go back in my project, and if I check the readme, so see, are you able to see this index.html? This index.html file we have added through our feature one branch, and also I have changes the readme.md, and see final message readme updated readme.md file. So what is the important point? Never ever make changes directly to your main branch. Rather, so what is the flow? Finally, if you want to work with the GitHub or open source project, first fork someone project in your GitHub repository. Number two, clone that project on your local machine. Number three, make the separate branch. Number four, made the changes in the new branch. Number five, create a pull request that will be sent to your original owner of the project, and then that owner will verify whether it is acceptable changes or not. So this is called as the pull request. If it is accepted, then it will get reflected into your main branch. If not, it will be rejected. Okay, and many developers can comment on that changes. That is the very important point. Okay, so this is the way how it works basically. So just last PPTs. Uh, so cloning, all these PPTs, all these points are mentioned, everything step by step, so you can work with this. Forking already with the screenshots is there. So what we did, I'll demonstrate you how to fork the project, right? So this is someone else original project. You just fork the project. What is meant by fork? You just copy the project and you become a master of that, owner of that project, not the master. You become the, and then you can different developer can push the changes to that fork project, and it can be again uh, request pull to the original project also. So this is the forking a project, working with the GitHub and the remote repository. So these are the two commands we use: git remote -v. Okay. So these are the one more thing. You might get the error that the you cannot directly connect it to your GitHub repo. So there is a these are the two steps actually. Either you can use the SSH keys or you can create the personal access token. Now I have already said that, that's why I can work with that. But how to set that? That is, let me show that. So here, if you go on your profile and if you go to the settings, and below down in the settings, you can check this developer settings, and in developer settings you can create the personal access token. So what happen is that whenever you want to push your code from your local machine to the GitHub, it always authenticate you whether you are a right person to push the code or not. And for that purpose, previously GitHub were asking the username and password. Now GitHub stopped that asking username and password, rather it requires the personal access token. So you have to create this personal access token, and it is very easy. This is the way how you can create. So token classic, and then you can create here, generate a new token. Just generate new token and download it, and then you can instead of password you can copy that token and it will authenticate. The another is that generate the SSH keys actually. Okay. So these two PPTs I have mentioned, where you can find this good documentation. So please follow this and you can good to go. Okay. And the last is tracking the remote, that we have already seen how to clone and how to push the changes, right? And the last one is publishing your remote repository. Okay, so this command we have already done: git push -u remote and then your branch name, right? So this is the way how you can work. And finally is how to create the pull request, right? So if see here in the diagram, I am working on the readme updates. So when you push the readme update, it will automatically create the pull request. Okay, that is called as a PR. PR means pull request in the GitHub terminology. And on the GitHub page, you will find this message: compare and pull request, and then you can merge it. So this is the way how can you can work with the GitHub. So I hope we have done. Just to revise, we work on the we created the local repository. We discuss few important commands: git init, git add, git commit, then git status, git log, right? Then we discuss how to create the branches by using the git branch. Then to switch between the branches, we use the command checkout. Okay, and then uh, checkout, and after that you can also work with the remote repository. Okay. So I hope this is from all from my side. If you have any question, you can ask or you can email me the questions. I will definitely answer. uh, that's it from my side. Thank you. Over to you, Swati ma'am.
Sir, I'm just sir, can you just display your email ID once again?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm just pinging it in the chat box.
Okay. So vishal.mishram@vit.ac.in.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is all about this GitHub, Git and GitHub. This is minimum required to work with the Git. There are so many advanced concepts, but that we don't require right now. Number two, for tomorrow's session, please make sure you have a AWS account. Okay, we'll start sharp at 10. That's it from my side. Thank you. So I will wait for the message if you have any questions.
Sir,
Otherwise, we can
I
end the
have
meeting.
a doubt actually.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I created this trial 1 and trial 2 both branches.
Okay, ma'am.
When I do this git commit -m this command, it is saying that the the file got changed in both the branches. Why is it so?
Uh,
It has
can
to
you?
do only in one, na?
Yeah. Can you share me
Yeah,
screen? Can you?
1 second, sir. I'll do it. Here, sir, this part of the code.
Uh, have you? Just a moment. Echo hello one, and then git commit -m hello one dot trial one created. That's it. Trial one. Well, that is perfect. Create more. Can you just increase the font because not able to see?
Sure, sure, sure. Is this okay, sir?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now it's okay. Now it's okay.
Okay.
Echo hello readme.md echo hello test dot txt. Okay, git add dot and they did commit hello in trial one and hello in trial one. So, what is your question, ma'am?
Like, see, actually, when I was just trying to merge it with trial 2, it is already saying it is up to date. But
Yeah.
actually, this should be merged now.
No, see, what happened is that, see, the same file, first of all, in two different branches,
Okay.
you have not committed because of this problem happened. Remember this first
Yes,
thing.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So as I mentioned, whenever you modify it and if you are not committed, no, so Git
Okay.
always refer the previous clean copy.
Okay.
Okay. That's why it is showing that, okay, you didn't commit. So I have this clean copy with me and it is up to date now.
Achha, 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 achha. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And also, like I think I missed a few of the points
Okay.
from your lecture, sir.
Uh,
This is how exactly it is showing, but I'm not getting the repository, neither the branch for
okay.
anything here. How should I
So
do that?
yeah, so on this right hand side on the plus sign, no, click on
Right.
that plus sign and click on that new repository. So here by this way, now it will ask you the repository name. So write down here some name project one. Okay, then give some description like this is my project repository. Okay, and then just go down and just click on that create a repository. So that means now you have created and now just copy paste this command. These are important command on some notepad. Okay, notepad and
Achha.
just and also do one thing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and again go back to the yeah that down this push.
Yes,
Okay, that's it. That's it. That's it. Okay, and then just go down and that's it. This is your okay. And now above in that blue line, there is a creating a new file. Yes. No, no, no. No. Just. Uh, are you able to see setup in desktop? Quick setup. Quick setup. Quick setup. This highlighted. Yeah.
This one, sir.
Yeah. 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 Right. Right. So creating a new file. Click on that. Creating a new file.
Yes, sir.
Now give the name capital read me or
Okay.
test me anything.
.txt should I write, sir?
Dot md. Okay, and now write something here. So let's say give hash space required space. Okay, and now just go downside and now it is showing that you are going to commit and this is the commit message. Just write
Right.
click on that green button, commit new file. Okay, so if you see now, so Gayatri is here the owner of this project. There is one repository project one, and you have created the right now one new file here.
Right. Okay.
Right
Okay.
now, if you
Okay.
click on that code button, no code, and if you copy this link, no, and on your local machine, if you go and just write the command git clone, and this uh, uh, Just clear the screen, ma'am, first. Clear the screen
Okay.
first.
CLS.
CLEAR, clear. CLS is Windows command. Okay. Now do one thing. Just write cd space dot dot, because I want to not to work in the web project.
Yes, in the
Okay.
yes.
And now give the command git clone. And then space and copy. Right click and paste and press enter.
Okay.
Okay. Now so he has created one folder, project one, cd space project one.
Okay.
So you are in project, and just type ls.
So readme.md is available.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes, yes. Okay, so now you can change it on your local machine, and again you push back it. And
Yes.
whatever commands you copied that command,
Yeah.
just follow that command. That is the commands that you can push your changes to here. See this here, it
Okay.
is mentioning git
Okay.
commit first command, git branch ma, and then git remote add origin this file, and git
Okay.
push hyphen u origin mail.
Done, sir.
There is
Okay.
one
Okay,
more
sir.
point. Just show me your terminal just once. Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. So remember this. Your branch name must be main.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, right.
Right, sir.
Okay. So
Thank you, sir. That was really helpful, sir. Thank you so much.
thank you.
If dear participants, if you have any questions, you can please raise the hand so that
Yeah,
I can
raise the hand.
unmute you specifically. Participants, if you have any queries, please raise the hand. Okay, sir, I think we can close the session since
Yes.
there's no question from the participants. Sir,
Thank
we'll
you.
meet back again at tomorrow 10 o'clock, sir.
Tomorrow
As
10
usual.
o'clock sharp.
10 a.m.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Bye.